Welcome to the virtual college exploration for all Pennsylvania students, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. PACAC is a nonprofit association comprised of more than 1,200 school counselors, college admissions counselors, independent education consultants, and other professionals responsible for guiding students through the important transition from high school to post-secondary options. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at pacac.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at that same website, pacac.org. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters.
Hello, students. Thank you for tuning in today. I am going to share my screen here with you in just a moment. Hopefully everyone can see this okay. Thank you for taking time out of your afternoon to join us at our Meet the Big East panel. I would like to start off the session this afternoon with just a bit of an introduction of the conference as a whole. You're going to hear from many of the colleges and universities that comprise the Big East today. And probably when you hear the Big East, you associate the conference with basketball, but there really is so much more to the conference and to the individual institutions than athletics. Almost all of our institutions that comprise the conference are located in metropolitan areas across the East Coast, across the Midwest, which allows limitless opportunities for y'all as students for networking, professional development. For that reason, you'll hear myself and probably many of my colleagues discussing career planning and career readiness. But perhaps most importantly, you'll see on the slide here, as a conference, we also display a commitment to community service and various social justice initiatives. So while basketball is a lot of fun and our athletic departments provide some great and valued school spirit and conference rivalry, you'll learn a lot more about what each of our institutions has to offer. So without further ado, we will start off with Butler University. I'll pass it over to Sarah DiNardo.
Thanks, Jessie. Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Sarah DiNardo, and I'm the Regional Admission Counselor for Butler University that works with students in the Mid-Atlantic and the New England states, including Pennsylvania, except for the Pittsburgh area. So my colleague Becky Taylor covers Pittsburgh. Butler is a private, non-religiously affiliated, mid-sized university located in Indianapolis, Indiana. We have just under 4,700 undergraduate students and around 500 graduate students. While located in the city limits of Indianapolis, our campus is located about 5 miles directly north of downtown in a residential neighborhood, as you can kind of see in the image on the screen. We're known for providing small classes, opportunities to engage directly with professors, and real-world experience through internships, research with faculty mentors, performances, and community engagement. The student population at Butler has changed a lot over the last 10 years, with now about 55% of our students coming from out of state, and we have a pretty solid population of students from the state of Pennsylvania. Butler has an early action deadline of November 1st, a regular decision deadline of February 1st, and a middle 50% range of about a 3.6 to 4.2 weighted GPA, so A's and B's, see here, there's okay, a 24 to a 30 with the ACT, and an 1150 to 1300 on the SAT. We are now a test optional institution, and all students will be automatically considered for merit-based scholarships when they apply to the university. Next slide, please. Butler was founded as a liberal arts institution, and that still serves as our educational foundation today. With the average class size at 22 and the student to faculty ratio of 11:1, you're going to find your classroom experience to be very student-focused and engaging. Your professors will get to know you, and you'll get to know your classmates very well through lots of discussions and group projects. As you can see here, we have 6 different academic colleges that focus on communication, education, liberal arts and sciences, pharmacy and health sciences, visual and performing arts, and business. Students who are unsure what they want to study, we do have an exploratory studies program. Students will start taking courses in their specific major during their first year, in addition to taking classes in our core curriculum. A unique feature of our core curriculum is the Indianapolis community requirement. Students participate in a course where service in the community is actually integrated into the curriculum, again, because of our location so close to the city. While not a requirement for all majors, about 75% of our students do complete at least one internship before they graduate. And again, many students taking advantage of our location in the city for those internship experiences. Even though our students love the city and we love having them on campus, about 40% of our students do spend at least one semester away studying abroad through our 200 plus study abroad programs in 60 different countries. Because of all these hands-on experiences, Butler students have had significant success after graduation, as demonstrated by our 98% placement rate within 6 months of graduation. Next slide, please. The 8 dimensions of Butler's BU Be Well framework are the foundation for a transformative and holistic Butler experience. We foster a positive environment that helps students develop both inside and outside the classroom through the 8 dimensions of BU Be Well, again, as you can see in the image right in the middle of that slide. Butler is a residential college campus with a 3-year housing requirement. And over the past 5 years, we built 2 new residence halls, one for first-year students and one for sophomores, with the focus on suite style living. Last summer, we partnered with Bon Appetit as our dining vendor, and they specialize in sustainability and work with local farmers, which is something we love being in central Indiana. We have 130 clubs and student organizations and active Greek life with about 35% of our students participating and 20 Division I athletics teams. Students have access to free tickets to all of our sporting events. And if you're a member of the Dog Pound, which is our official student section, you get special access to men's basketball games. As you will gather from my colleagues here today, being a part and a member of the Big East is very special. Something all of our schools have in common is that great school pride and great school spirit. And at Butler, this is represented through the Butler Way and the community of care. Thanks so much, and go Dogs.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Hi again, everyone. My name's Jessie Heinrich. I'm one of the admission counselors at DePaul University here in Chicago. I work with prospective students from Pennsylvania. Love working with students as they kind of explore that East Coast to Chicago transition in their lives. I'm from the East Coast myself, from Maryland, so that's a really special bonding experience that I love to have with students. Just some general overview information about DePaul. The university is over 100 years old, founded back in 1898. We have about 22,000 total students enrolled, 15,000 undergraduate students. So we're definitely considered medium to large in size. We are the largest Catholic school in the country. The school never feels super big though, because you have that 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So your average class size is about 20 students. You do start to form those relationships with your professors quite early on. You will never sit in a 100, 200 person lecture hall. Of those 15,000 undergraduate students, about 60% are from the state of Illinois, but the other 40% are students from all over the country and all over the world. We're seeing more and more students from the Pennsylvania area, the Mid-Atlantic region, joining us with each passing year. Also, one more important thing to note on this slide, DePaul is named for St. Vincent de Paul. That Vincentian legacy and mission is super important to the university's mission still today, and kind of gives DePaul that Big East character that we keep referencing. St. Vincent de Paul's legacy is a commitment to community service and social justice, and that's something that definitely still permeates our university community still today. Here at DePaul, we have 2 main campuses, both located in the heart of the city of Chicago, one in the Loop, the main downtown business district of the city, one in Lincoln Park, just 4 train stops north of that Loop district. The Loop campus is home to our Driehaus College of Business, our College of Communication, and our College of Computing and Digital Media. The Lincoln Park campus is home to our College of Liberal Arts, our College of Science and Health, College of Education, and our theater and music conservatories. You see at the bottom of the screen here the Fullerton train stop on the doorstep of the Lincoln Park campus, several train stops on the doorstep of the Loop campus as well. We give you an unlimited train pass included in your cost of tuition, which makes it really easy for you to bounce back and forth between the 2 campuses or explore anywhere else in the city that you'd like. We really encourage students to embrace the city of Chicago and all that it has to offer, all of its opportunities and resources as your campus. We have the advantage of both the Loop and Lincoln Park environment, so you get both that very urban environment and more of a traditional campus feel at the same university, but we do encourage our students to explore all that Chicago has to offer, even outside of our campus boundaries. For students who are interested in finding more information about the application process, feel free to reach out. DePaul has been a test optional university for almost 10 years now. Our early action deadline will remain November 15th this year. We're also Common App exclusive and have no application fee. Again, happy to answer any questions about the application process after the presentation ends this afternoon. But now I will pass it over to Eric at Marquette University.
Great, thank you, Jesse. My name is Eric Foley. I am an admissions counselor here at Marquette. I've been working here for about 6 years now, and I have the whole state of Pennsylvania as part of my territory, along with a lot of other areas on the East Coast. In terms of our application process, we just sent out our first wave of admissions decisions yesterday, and we'll do so on a rolling basis with a deadline of December 1st. Marquette is a Catholic Jesuit institution, medium-sized, with about 8,000 undergraduate students. Our average class size is about 23. So you get a nice sized campus, medium sized institution, and we're located in the heart of Milwaukee, which provides a really great opportunity for our students. You can go to the next slide. Academically, we are divided up into 7 colleges. We are a direct entry institution. So from day one, you're in the program and major of your choice, getting the ball rolling right away. We were recently ranked by US News as the 18th best institution in the nation for undergraduate teaching, which is something that we're really proud of. And the faculty members, the opportunities our faculty members and staff can provide you can really help you excel. And our location in downtown Milwaukee means internships, jobs, fun things to do are right in your backyard. So we have these 7 direct entry options with each their own opportunities. As you might guess, for business and communication students, internships are readily available with Fortune 500 companies nearby, nonprofits, newspapers, anything you're looking for is right down the street. And engineering students have the opportunity to co-op with an engineering firm in about 20 different states right now and get paid for it for a full year. We have great facilities on campus for our sciences and health sciences and nursing, along with connections to hospitals nearby, along with graduate programs of all types. You can go to the next slide. And as I mentioned, the city of Milwaukee is one of our greatest assets at Marquette. The sort of middle bottom of the screen here is our campus, the place with all the green space. Our campus is basically split in half by Wisconsin Avenue, which is the road that sort of takes you directly downtown there. On the right side of that road is our academic side of campus. So you still have that great essence of an academic quad with no roads or cars or anything in that space. You cross over to your left, it takes you to the on-campus housing where students live the first 2 years. And then juniors and seniors usually live a block or 2 away. Out of our 8,000 undergrads, 95% are living within walking distance. And then as you can see, there are so many resources and opportunities in your backyard. Lake Michigan is only about 1.5 miles from our campus. So between us and the lake, it's the economic hub of the state. So many great opportunities to explore. You have a bus pass that's just included as a student. You're walking distance to the Pfizer Forum, which is where our men's basketball team plays, and the Milwaukee Bucks. There are cool neighborhoods like the Third Ward to explore. And yeah, like I said earlier, so many resources and opportunities to extend your learning outside of the classroom. But at the same time, you have that really nicely defined campus space. So we're really proud of the atmosphere and the opportunities you get. As a Jesuit institution, service is a big part of who we are. And giving you experiences outside of the classroom is a big aspect of our experience. 75% of our students will have an internship while at Marquette. About 1/3 will go abroad at some point. But we have so many experiences. We have a program called the Les Aspen Center for Government, which is a Marquette-owned facility in Washington, D.C. So if you're interested in public policy or government, you can live in Washington, D.C. for a semester. Or we just have so many relationships and partnerships to help you out. But yeah, just as a Jesuit school, we are very community focused and want to make sure you're getting the support you need along with all those challenges. And we have great job placement results. The federal government has placed us 6th in the nation in terms of job placement rates. So that's all I want to say about Marquette. And so I'm excited for you to hear about the rest of the Big East schools today.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lamro. I'm one of the assistant deans of admission for Providence College and the one who works with the entire state of Pennsylvania. Providence College is a small Catholic liberal arts school. We're the smallest school in the Big East Conference. We have about 4,000 students undergrad, and your average class size is about 22 students. There's going to be a few things that make us unique. The first is our core curriculum. All students are required to take this development of Western civilization class. And it's really the heart of our core classes. And it's a team-taught course of philosophy, theology, literature, and history. And it's going to be every semester of your freshman year and sophomore year, where the second semester of your sophomore year, you're going to go into a colloquium. And it's going to be taught by 2 professors on a topic of your choice. On top of that, students still take the philosophy, theology, the fine arts, and natural science courses, and they're going to be kind of mixed in throughout your 4 years while taking your major classes. We have 3 different schools to choose from. We have a School of Business, a School of Arts and Science, and a School of Professional Studies. About 40% of students do come in undecided. So if you're unsure what you'd like to study, you'll be set up with an undergraduate advisor, and they're going to work with you for your first year and a half to figure out what you're interested in. By the middle of sophomore years, when you have to formally declare a major, and you can double major across the different schools, you can major and minor across the different schools. You have a lot of flexibility. It's okay to start in one school and end up in another. The second thing that's going to make us unique is our Dominican identity. So you want to go to the next slide. We are the one thing that's really going to be unique about Providence is that we're not just a Catholic college, we're the only college in the country run by the Dominican friars. And that influences a lot about campus life. There's about 50 friars who live on campus, and about half teach and half are more in administrative roles. Those who teach are where you may expect, theology, philosophy, but then there's others who teach in biology or political science. The other half are heavily involved in campus life and play a great role in the experience of many of our students. About 65% of our students are identifying as Catholic, but there's going to be a great campus ministry program, which is one of our biggest clubs on campus. But students of all faith backgrounds are welcome on campus. We have students that go to synagogue together. We have Muslim prayer rooms on campus and things like that. We're definitely a school that welcomes all, but is proud of being Catholic and Dominican. And that is part of an institution that isn't just something in our mission statement. Having over 120 clubs and organizations for students to get involved in, there really is going to be something for everyone. And being that we are such a Catholic school, having campus ministry, there is some kind of service for all students to get involved in at some point in their 4 years. I can go to the next slide. In addition, being so close to downtown Providence, a lot of students take advantage of going into the city. We have a public bus stop on campus that's free to take, and it'll drop you right off in downtown Providence. Providence is pretty much an underrated college town. There's so many colleges in the area between Johnson & Wales, a culinary school, and Rhode Island School of Design, one of the really hard, challenging art schools to get into. There's a big art district, and it's a big food city. Providence Performing Arts Center gets all the Broadway shows coming in from New York City. There's always new restaurants coming in and coffee shops and bakeries, and a lot of students take advantage of going into the city. We are a Division I school, also in the Big East Conference. We have 16 Division I sports. All of these sports are played on campus minus basketball. Basketball is going to be played in downtown Providence at the Dunkin' Donuts Center, and school buses will pick you up and take you into the city for all of our home basketball games. And they usually sell out about 12,000 fans. They're a lot of fun to attend. Providence basketball is the local team of Rhode Island. So you have a lot of old time fans that attend, and they're super fun. And I recommend getting your season tickets if you are a big basketball fan. For times to apply, early action, early decision are November 15th. We did extend our deadline for this year. So hopefully you are interested in Providence College. If you have any questions moving forward, again, I'm the one to work with you through this process. And thank you, and go Friars.
Hi, everyone. My name is David Pierre. I am the Associate Director of Admissions at St. John's University. St. John's University happens to be the second largest Catholic institution in the country, right behind our sister school, DePaul from Chicago. So just like Jesse mentioned about the Vincentian Mission, the Vincentian Mission is alive at St. John's University as well. We are one of 3 Vincentian colleges in the country. But one thing I will say, although our student enrollment is about 21,000 students, the average classroom size at all of our campuses does vary, but the most you'll see is on our main campus, which is about 30 students per class. If you go to the next slide, please. So we have 7 different campus locations, and everyone's probably like, there's only 6 sites there. We do have a graduate center campus out in Hauppauge, Long Island in Suffolk County. We don't usually talk about that campus because it's only for 2 or 3 majors on the graduate level. But for the undergrad locations, we have these 6 locations. Most of our students will attend the main campus, which is Queens, New York, approximately 11 miles east of Midtown Manhattan. If you're taking public transportation, that's going to be about a 45 minutes to an hour commute into the city, which is the average commute that New Yorkers make to work every day. The Queens campus offers about 110 different degree programs. We have a total enrollment, when you count just undergrads, you're looking at about 16,000 students. We have 3,000 beds, and the Queens campus also houses our Division I athletic programs. So if you are looking to play a sport, you definitely want to attend that Queens campus. Our Staten Island campus community is a little smaller, does not offer any Division I athletic programs. We only have about 80 degree options from at that school, and the difference between Staten Island and Queens, for the most part, when it comes to majors, is that we don't offer any lab sciences or any of our BFA programs, as those programs are exclusively offered at our Queens campus. Staten Island does allow students the opportunity, at St. John's, you're allowed to take classes at any of our campuses. So if you are a Staten Island student who wants to go to Queens, you can do that, and vice versa. Although with traffic in New York, it is very challenging to do so. So not too many of our students actually do that. We also have a campus in Manhattan that is exclusively for students who are thinking about our assurance programs, such as actuary science and risk management. One cool, unique feature about St. John's is that all of our students, regardless of the degree program that you're taking, have the opportunity to study abroad. And you do have the opportunity to spend a full semester at our abroad locations in Rome, Paris, and Limerick. One thing to note is that we do not charge additional tuition. So if you are a resident student living at any of our campuses, you can easily study abroad for a whole semester at no additional costs. So it's pretty much, think of it as all inclusive in the fees and room and board. We also offer our most popular study abroad trip is going to be our Western Europe program, which allows you to go to all 3 cities in one semester and still maintain full-time eligibility to graduate on time. You can just go to the next slide, please. So to apply to St. John's, we are a Common App school. We always say when you're looking for St. John's University, please look for the St. John's University in parentheses, New York, because there is another St. John's University that happens to be very opposite to us. They're an all-boys school in Minnesota. We're a co-ed school. So just watch out for that difference. It's a very common confusion at our institution. We are a free application, living the Vincentian mission. We do not believe in anyone paying for application fees. So you can just go ahead, add us on, answer a couple member questions, and submit your application. St. John's is a test optional school. We've been test optional for about 3 years now. So all you would need to do is just select that on your Common App and then send in the required supplemental information to complete your application. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them all. Thank you very much, and go Johnnies.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Ian Kroll. I'm one of our assistant directors of admissions at Seton Hall University. I cover about half of Pennsylvania, more so, I guess, the eastern half. And then we have another counselor, Sarah Campbell, who covers the western half. So feel free to reach out if you're from, out in that part of Pennsylvania, and I'll be happy to provide her contact information. So Seton Hall University, we are located in South Orange, New Jersey. So we're pretty close to St. John's as far as mileage goes. Pretty big rivalry. We play them in basketball every year in Madison Square Garden, which is always a fun game. A couple really good ones the past few years. But we're about 14 miles on the New Jersey side outside of New York City, in the town of South Orange. So we do have a much more kind of residential campus feel, more of that traditional college feel versus city feel. But at the same time, we do have a train right in South Orange, New Jersey Transit, that'll get you into Penn Station, Midtown, right at Madison Square Garden, actually, in about 30 minutes or so, depending on which train you catch. There's one express train that can get you in about 30, otherwise it might take a little longer. So a really great location because you do have that access to New York for internships, for, just generally kind of fun things to do. But at the same time, you do have this kind of great, more traditional style college campus to call home in the nice town of South Orange. Go to the next slide. So this is kind of Seton Hall by the numbers here. So we have just over 6,000 undergraduate students, about 4,000 graduate students. So we're also kind of in that medium size. We are also a Catholic school. We're about 45% male, 55% female. And we do have students now from all 50 states and 70 countries. So you will be coming to a very diverse campus here at Seton Hall. We do have an average class size of about 21 students. And our academic programs are spread out over 90 plus majors, about 7 undergraduate colleges, and then a couple of graduate school options as well. We also have over 130 clubs and organizations, 22 Greek organizations, and then, as everyone else has mentioned, we also have 14 Division I sports. All of our teams play on campus. We actually just finished building a brand new baseball soccer complex on campus, which is beautiful, with the exception being our men's basketball team that plays about 15 minutes down the road in downtown Newark, in the Prudential Center, an arena we share with the New Jersey Devils. So it's a beautiful, relatively new arena, but it's a great environment for our students to go to. We have free shuttles to and from the games for our students. So they're really great social activity, for our students, and our team's been pretty good the past few years. One of the things we do like to focus on at Seton Hall is utilizing our location to help our students with their internship programs. Our business school definitely provides, pretty great access to New York. They're constantly hosting networking events there. They're bringing alumni from New York to campus, but really that's something that all of our colleges do. We also have our College of Arts and Sciences, our College of Education and Human Services, College of Communication and the Arts, School of Diplomacy and International Relations, our School of Health and Medical Sciences, and then we also have we have our law school, and then we have our interprofessional health science campus as well, which is about 10 miles away in Nutley, New Jersey, which is home to our dual degree health and medical science programs. And it's also where the Hackensack Meridian School of Medicine is. So we do offer a joint bachelor's MD program with them as well. As far as the application process goes, we can actually go to the next slide, sorry. As far as the application process goes, we have a couple different deadlines. We do also kind of do rolling admissions, but we have application deadlines of November 15th, December 15th for early action, and then February 1st and March 1st for regular decision. We also do, we are on the Common App, as well as we have our own Seton Hall application. So there's no preference there, whichever you choose. And this year we did go test optional, with the exception of that joint bachelor's MD program. And then this is just some ways you can come visit campus. We've definitely stepped up our virtual events this year in light of everything going on. But thank you, guys.
All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm super excited to be with you. My name is Haley Wolf. I'm an admissions counselor here at Xavier University in Cincinnati, Ohio. Super excited to be with you, first of all, because I am actually a Pennsylvania native myself. So absolutely love working with students from the area. I grew up in Lancaster, went to Lancaster Catholic High School. So that's where you're tuning in from. Go Crusaders. But I'm also really excited to be here because I'm a Big East alum myself. I'm not a Xavier grad, but a lot of connections. You will not find a bigger Big East fan than myself. Went to a Big East university, My sister is at another Big East university, so we have a family rivalry, and now I work at Xavier. So truly I get to live the best life of watching Big East basketball pretty much all winter, and it's just awesome. So, here I'm talking to you about Xavier today, and there's a lot of really great opportunities. And I think certainly as I talk to students in the Pennsylvania area, most times you've heard of Xavier because of our basketball reputation. We've kind of talked about that a lot today. And certainly, my colleagues and I enjoy being in the Big East so much, partially because of that. But as I'm sure they've all kind of shared with you already, there's so much more to Xavier specifically too, than just that kind of basketball component, getting to compete in the Cintas Center, which you see here on the screen. So what are some of the other highlights that you should know about the Musketeer experience we can provide for you here in Cincinnati? So first off, similar to Eric at Marquette, we are actually a Jesuit Catholic university. So he did a really great job in explaining that, that really comes to inform our campus as well, in the sense that the Jesuits are really committed to that academic excellence and then having that overflow into that commitment towards service and solidarity. So definitely a huge part of our campus life. It really informs our community here. We're actually the 4th oldest Jesuit university and 6th oldest Catholic university in the country too. For our Catholic students, if they're looking to get involved on campus, we have some really great retreats that operate very similar to Kairos. I know some Catholic high school students really enjoy that specific retreat. If they're looking to get involved with Mass on campus or other ministries, definitely something we have through our Center for Faith and Justice. But 50% of our students are also from 20 different traditions too. So everyone can really find a great home for themselves here on Xavier's campus. Let's talk about who we tend to attract in our campus, who makes up our student body. We have about 5,000 students on our campus, so kind of on the smaller size of medium. And I think what I always really like to share with students who are from Pennsylvania and who would be coming from 8 hours away from home, kind of out to Cincinnati, is that most of our students are actually coming from outside of the state of Ohio. So what does that really mean? Well, we have a lot of different accents represented on campus, a lot of different sports loyalties here too, which makes professional sports really fun to watch on the weekends. But I think also what I really love about the campus, in the fact that, again, most of our students are coming from outside, is that almost half of our student body is also made up of students who are the only ones to come from their high school. So what that means is that we're a community of trailblazers here. Our students want to go out and make those new connections, make that fresh start. And I think it also really speaks to the fact that students feel very much at home on our campus. And so they feel emboldened to kind of step foot on the first day when they're moving in, not knowing anybody, but trusting that they're going to be able to find that connection here. Cincinnati, which is actually shown kind of in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, is a burgeoning metropolis. As someone who grew up, again, in Eastern PA, I had never ventured really too far beyond Pittsburgh. I joke with counselors sometimes there's kind of an invisible wall that seems to kind of run through Pittsburgh, and that students aren't always sure what lies out in the Midwest. But I assure you there's really a lot to do in the city itself. It's got about 2 million people here. We've got 8 Fortune 500 companies, the big 4 accounting firms, certainly a really great professional sports connection here with the Reds and the Bengals, our own soccer team, FC Cincinnati. Lots of great restaurants and microbreweries. It's a very strong German heritage around here, as well as the arts and music. We constantly have festivals and Broadway musicals coming through town too. So there's really a lot to do. Jess, if you wouldn't mind moving on to the next slide. So to kind of dive into academics, because of course we are a university here, we have over 90 different degrees that we offer to students at the bachelor's level. So those are going to be across 4 different colleges: the College of Arts and Sciences, we have our College of Professional Sciences, our College of Nursing, as well as our Williams College of Business. And so certainly, again, there's a lot of different majors we could kind of talk about. We root all of our students in that liberal arts core curriculum, which certainly helps them to find their way when they're first coming in. But some of the key ones that I just want to highlight real quick that are very reputable and popular among students are biomedical sciences. We have a lot of students who are looking to do pre-med or some other pre-health program. We actually had a 92% placement rate into medical school in our class of 2019. So definitely a huge draw to our campus right now. We also have our nursing major, as I mentioned before. Our most competitive program on campus, again, definitely something we're very well known for, especially out in the Midwest, but increasingly on a national level too. It's a direct admit program, test optional this year. Students have the ability to do simulation labs and skills labs in our campus in our brand new Health United building, as well as do clinical rotations at Cincinnati Children's, which is the #3 children's hospital in the country. Finally, Williams College of Business, definitely one of the huge draws to our campus, especially as I mentioned earlier, since we have Cincinnati right down the road. They're about 10 minutes south of our campus, which is mostly residential. And it's very common for our business students, especially, to do internships there in the morning at, again, some of these bigger companies, and then come back and do their classes in the afternoon. We're very much about experiential learning here at Xavier, and with the connections we have with our professors, both in the College of Business as well as just across the university as well. There's a lot of ways for our students to certainly be able to refine their skills before they go out into the professional world. Now, across the board, whatever major you're choosing, whether you're still in your liberal arts classes, you're going to see about 21 students on average in your class, 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And certainly the personal attention doesn't just end there in and out of the classroom with our professors, but also extends to our success teams that we give to each one of our students. We really believe in that cura personalis, that Jesuit term, which means care for the whole person. So really providing our students as many resources as possible to cater to them as students, as future professionals, but also as people too. So with the combination of all these resources with the honors programs, it seems kind of fitting that we have a 98% success rate. And we also have an 85% knowledge rate on that too. So our students are very excited to report back to us that they are living their dream and that they've really been able to be prepared for the careers that they've landed in. Jesse, if you wouldn't mind going to the last slide here. Awesome. I think ultimately, though, just kind of in conclusion, if there's one thing that you should take away from learning about Xavier University, it's that we're a very mission-driven school. Our students value above all that connection and that community here on our campus. And that's really enshrined in our student commitment that you see on this slide. This is actually something that was drafted for and by our students. It's kind of our Xavier Constitution, if you will. And it really kind of draws out, again, what they're striving for as the mission of our school, which is to be men and women for and with others. I think COVID, if it's gifted me one thing, it's been the ability to just see that play out on an everyday basis. Our students this spring, banded together on the Facebook page and reached out to students from California, from the East Coast, who weren't able to get back and move their things out of their residence halls. And they said, hey, we'll go in there. We'll package up all your things. We'll ship them back to you. We'll store them in our garage if we need to. However, we can help you to make less stressful of a situation out of this massive chaotic situation. We're more than happy to do that. So super excited to talk to you about Xavier today. We'd love for you to join our family out here in Cincinnati. And so feel free to reach out to me if you have any more questions or for application details as well. Thank you.
Awesome. As you can see on the screen, all of our contact information is listed. So I would definitely recommend taking a screenshot or somehow saving this information if you do have questions, as all of us are happy to assist you as you do navigate this college search process in the midst of a global pandemic, which no one ever thought would ever happen. So please feel free to reach out to us. We do have a few minutes, which I think we're all a little shocked that we do have a few minutes to actually answer some of your questions right now. So if any of you guys listening in today do have questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. If nothing comes through, then we probably can close out the session a couple minutes early, but we will wait a few minutes to see if anything pops up.
Thanks so much again to everyone for tuning in. Like Sarah said, I'll leave this slide up for the next minute or two so you all can screenshot it, save our contact information in whatever way you'd like to. And just thank you once again for taking the time out of your afternoon to learn a little bit more about the Big East.
It doesn't look like any questions are coming through right now. So if everyone is okay with it, I think we can probably close out the session a few minutes early. So thanks so much, everyone.
Great. I just have one final thing here. I can share my screen. So I would just say thank you all for joining us today. When you close this window, there will be a link for a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this was just one of the many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for any additional sessions at pacac.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as the other sessions recordings at pacac.org. Did any final questions come in? All right, perfect. Well, thank you all very much. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.